Morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. This is an unscripted moment. I think that's what I'm going to call these segments. Well, this segment anyway. We'll see how it's received. If everybody likes it, maybe I'll continue to do it. If everybody hates it, maybe I won't. But I just wanted to, first of all, say hi. Appreciate everybody, all my subscribers. You know, when I started this, I didn't think I'd get to 50 subscribers, and it's been a couple months, and I'm at 740, and so I just want to thank everybody for that. With all my subscribers, I appreciate it. Love you all, and appreciate you watching. Oh, and hey, for the guy out there that thumbs down all the videos, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. But you may want to go back and review the video list because you missed a few, and so just wanted to point that out. Yeah, I don't know why people would do that, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But I had, I do my EMP series, I do some poems. I had a guy comment on one of my poems, I hate this crap, and he didn't use the word crap, he used a different word. But basically, he doesn't like poems. It's, what do you say, touchy-feely stuff, or artsy-fartsy, or he used some kind of thing like that. And, but I think it's great if you're in touch with your feminine side. And, so obviously, those comments are designed to hurt, because why else would you do it? It really doesn't hurt, but I believe that was his purpose. So, okay, so the poem series, they're in a playlist called Poems. The description says a poem. And, it's obviously a poem. You hate poems? Why did you watch the poem video? So, that kind of, I don't know. I don't even know, why people do that, but that was like me going into Barnes & Nobles, and I hate poems. And where am I going? I'm going right to the poem section to spend an hour looking through poem books. Because why? I don't know why, because I hate poems, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I don't understand the mentality behind that, but when I was in high school, of course, back in the Stone Ages, right? Neil Young, I like Neil Young. Well, right out of high school, he did an interview, it was probably in the early 80s, with Record Magazine. And he said something I thought was pretty interesting. He said, as far as music, and I think the same could be said about writing, or any art for that matter, as long as one person likes it, it's good. And that kind of stuck with me, and I think that's true, because if we think as a musician, or in my case as somebody who writes stories or poems, if we think, wow, nobody's going to like that, and we don't put it out, maybe there's, maybe it's the vast minority, but maybe there are a few people out there that would enjoy it. And so I think he's right. As long as one person likes it, it's good. I think of music okay, we all have our preferences, right? I don't care for rap music. The jumbled nature of it gives me a headache, and it just doesn't make sense. I like something that flows and isn't loud and whatever. So that's just me. Does that mean rap music is not good? It obviously is good. An industry exists around it. People like it, so it's good. It's just not good for me. So I think that's the case, like I said, with all art. Everybody has personal preferences. Everybody has different ideas about what's good. And so that's what makes us all individuals. And so, if you don't like poems, don't click on the videos that have poem in the description or title, or are in the poems playlist. Or if you just do it because you want to put thumbs down, then hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. But in any case, So, all right, let's see what I want to talk about here. Like I said, I'm going to call this an unscripted moment because it's just that, unscripted. So I may ramble a little, and I'll try not to, and I'll try to keep them short, because I think people will appreciate that. But I watch Viking Preparedness. So there's this guy, Pastor Joe Fox. Now, of course, he's a superstar on YouTube, so anybody watching this has probably already heard of him, seen him, or subscribed to his channel or whatever. He went over to Patreon, right? So I think, good for him, because YouTube, like, they demonetize my videos too, like, for whatever reason, sometimes for no reason. And so you'll put a video up, it'll be demonetized, I'll go to work, I'll come home 10 hours later, I'll see my videos demonetized and I had 300 views on it, and like, of course my videos don't, he posts a video and like within an hour he's got, 12,000 views or whatever. I post a video 8 days later, I got 400 views, whatever. So it's not the same ratio, the money trickles in at a very slow rate. It's not always about the money, but it is, it is nice to get paid. I'm at the point where I have not received any money from YouTube. I think I'm going to meet the threshold, and probably this month I will receive a payment. It's certainly the time that I spend doing the stories and doing all this. It's clearly not for the money. I mean, I can collect cans on the side of the road and make more money, but I do it because number one, I love doing it. I love writing, and so this is a venue for me to get my stories out, and people seem to enjoy it. And again, it's not hundreds of thousands of people, but they enjoy it, so I like to do it. It's really not for the money. On the other hand, will I take the money and gladly cash the check? Sure, of course. Like, yeah, it'd be nice to make money. And I think at a certain point it validates what we do too, right? Because if we can make, $8, then it's like, even if it takes a month, right? And it's like, wow, $8 worth of people like my videos. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because it goes over, ad revenue and all that. It doesn't necessarily directly mean that. But Pastor Joe Fox went to Patreon. So that's a great venue. I went over there and I looked around, right? And so he made a video like, if people don't come on principle alone, I respect that. And it certainly can't be about the money. It's $1 a month, and he's right. It can't be, $1 a month, it's not about the money to some degree. See, so like for me, it was about the money because $1 a month, so we did that Dave Ramsey course, and my wife and I allocate our money out, in a very strict budget, let's just say that. So I get $20 a week for my own spending money, which isn't a lot, obviously. Now, of course, I don't have to pay for gas or any of that stuff. That all comes from a different envelope. So if $20 a week, say, usually equals $80 a month, if you're paying $1 a month to Pastor Joe Fox, Patreon, that represents, math skills kicking in here from 3rd grade, that represents slightly more than 10% of my monthly income. My monthly allowance, let's just say. So 10%, it's more than 10%. So at first I decided, I'm not going to do it, and partially on principle and partially because I didn't want to spend $1. As ridiculous as that seems. But I missed it. I missed the content, and I listen to a lot of channels that provide commentary that you don't necessarily have to watch because my job is such. I work at a middle school in the evening as a custodian, and so I can put these, my Bluetooth on, put the phone in my pocket, and I can work and listen to the information at the same time. And so I enjoy doing that, and I do that. And so I missed Pastor Joe Fox's videos. I like how articulate he is. I like the knowledge he has. I like the content that he provides. I think his content has value. And certainly, no one could argue that it's not worth $1 a month, and it's probably worth more. And you can join at certain different levels. Would I have liked to join at a higher level, get different access? Yes, I would have loved to. I joined at $1 a month because, again, that's more than 10% of my allowance, so monthly allowance. So, if I'm doing the math correctly on that, I think I am. But anyway, so just wanted to say that, I respect the reason why you went over. YouTube's got its issues. I would love to get away from YouTube. Am I going to go to Patreon? The guy had 64,000 subscribers, 500 so far followed over to Patreon. So that represents less than 1% of his subscriber base. So if 1% of my, and he's going to have a higher retention than me because he's better at it than I am. He's got better content. He's better spoken, he's better, whatever. He's got better life experience, he's got a more interesting background. So his content is more interesting than mine. He's going to retain more of his viewers. He went over to Patreon, he retained so far, and I know it's going to grow, but so far he retained 1%, less than 1% of his viewership. If I bring 1% of my viewership over to Patreon, I've got 7 people. So whatever, be that what it is, Patreon is not an option for me. And so because it's not necessarily about the money, or I don't need to have it be an income, then I'm okay doing this. Does it stink when YouTube kind of runs my life on this channel? Like, could I just wake up one day and it all be gone? Of course. Does that bother me? Yeah, it does. But I'll have to deal with that when the time comes, if the time comes. So okay, shift gears a little. Let's go to, let's talk about a few different channels I like, because they say things that I just feel like I want to comment on, and so that's what I'm doing. That's why, Unscripted Moment, right? But Tommy from Offgrid Nation, he collected money for these patriots in Oregon and Nevada, and the Bundys, the Hammonds. I'm sure you've all heard of them. They've been in the news. Good for him. God bless him. Tommy, I believe, his heart's in the right place. He's above board with all this. He'll provide full accounting if it's requested on all the donations. He does screenshots of the payouts, and there's no doubt in my mind that it's above board and that he's an honest man and that it's going where he says it's going. I have no issue with that. And he's asking for $1 a month from his subscribers. And again, most of my subscribers probably already heard of him, seen him, whatever. So I don't know if I'm bringing anybody new into the fold, but I would encourage my subscribers to look at it and get involved too. So Gavin Syme produced this video, and Ammon Bundy narrates it from prison. And it's 39 minutes long, so it's lengthy. It's well worth the watch. And I think anybody who claims to be an American or a patriotic American, should spend the 39 minutes and watch this video. And it touched me profoundly. And so I would encourage everybody to do that. And I would encourage everybody to get involved if they can, however God leads them to do that. These are Christian people. They're struggling. They're dealing with this, this tyrannical government who's got their thumb pressed down on them. It's terrible, and I'm not even trying to get into the story because it'll take too much time, and I could never do the explanation of it justice. That video that Gavin Syme produced does the job. Please watch it. It's Offgrid Nation. He plays it, and so he's also pledged that any income he makes off that video playing on his channel will go to this cause. And so if you don't wanna, if you for some reason can't send $1 to these people, or choose not to for some reason, maybe when you're watching, just click on the ads. Maybe they can make a few pennies that way. If enough people do that, it'll be a little bit of money. He's also, and it kind of spoke to my heart too, because he recently made a plea for the families, right? Because the women, the children, they're left behind to run these ranches and to survive without, the main earner, and their family has been in prison and has been for some time and could possibly be for some time to come. And so this one brother, Dave Bundy, he's got an aviator's license and a commercial driver's license, and obviously he uses those things to make his living. And so he's stuck in prison. The renewal came up, it's $1,000. And so it's like a driver's license, right? Like right now, you get the thing in the mail, you send them a check, and you're good to go. You let that lapse, then it's a whole different process for reacquiring it later. And so he's making a plea for some money and to help these people, and I think it's a good cause, and I would just encourage everybody to look at it, pray about it, and as God would lead you to do. These good Christian people, they're in need, and I think they're being treated wrongly by the government. I'm sure of it. So I just plead with everybody, just go watch the video. Offgrid Nation. It's the name of the video is That's not brain fart. I should have wrote it down, but it says from the mouth of Ammon Bundy, and it's got like a picture of a guy on a horse, and it's fairly recent, so you should be able to find it on his channel pretty easily. If I can figure out how to put a link and all that, I'll do that. I don't know. When I was a kid, Batman was the only one that had a computer, so like I'm not really sure if I can even figure that all out, but I'll try. But it should be easy enough to find it off Grid Nation. Anyway, again, I want to thank everybody, all my subscribers, right? 740 subscribers, like, wow, that's great. So just want to thank you all. Thank you all for coming over. Thank you all for watching, listening to my stories. Thanks for the comments. Again, thumbs down guy, go in. You missed a few, please check, because I appreciate you watching. Or, I don't know if you're watching, whatever. You're doing whatever you're doing. So, just want to thank everybody, and God bless you all. Have a great day. And this has been an Unscripted Moment.